Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to online lectures. Subject English Literature. Topic Catching Snakes by DURRELL. UNC lesson number 24, page number 118 till 122. The learning objectives of this chapter are: the first objective is to produce a travel guide packet with useful information about a region, country, city or any other place. Second objective is to inspire the next generation to become adventurers themselves, or at least to get outside and learn first-hand information about the world around them. Students, this is the cover of your book, Understand and Communicate, an English course for secondary school, Book 1, revised edition. Now open your books. This is the index of your book, from which you have to choose the last topic, that is lesson number 24, Catching Snakes, on page number 118. Catching Snakes is basically an extract from the book New Noah, written by DURRELL. The first picture is of the writer, named as DURRELL, and the second picture is of his book, named The New Noah. It was the writer's own expedition in which he went for the collection of gaboon vipers in a pit nearby a banana plantation. Now that's the picture of the banana plantation, in which he was wearing the wrong sort of clothes. So he borrowed the clothes from his friend. Then he was lowered into the pit and a slip knot round his waist. Two things happened when he reached at the bottom. First, the light went out. Then one of his shoes came off. He stood in the dark without daring to move himself. Then his friends pumped up the light, relit it, and he was able to retrieve his shoe. He started catching the snakes with a forked stick, and in the end caught 8 gaboon vipers without any accident. Now we will be understanding the paragraphs one by one. The writer was thinking that he had to go down in the deep pit for catching snakes. Pit means a large hole in the ground. At the bottom of the page you can see a very wide pit which is filled with snakes. Now, as you can see in the first picture, the writer was wearing the wrong sort of clothes. Means he was wearing the thin trousers and the plimsoll shoes. Plimsoll shoes is basically the canvas shoes, which is the second picture of it. Then they say that which is not the enough protection against the inch-long fangs of the gaboon viper. Inch-long fangs means the inch-long deadly poisonous teeth of a gaboon viper. The third picture is of a gaboon viper in which it is having the inch-long fangs. Then the second picture is of, the fourth picture is of the friend from which he has asked for his clothes, means the trousers and the shoes which were very thick. Then he was able to go down into that pit. So now he was unable to think of any more excuses. The friends tied him with a rope round his waist and they lowered him into a pit. Words meanings of the first paragraph. First word is pit, a large hole in the ground. Plimsoll shoes, rubber-soled canvas shoes. Gaboon viper, it is a snake amongst the most deadly snakes in West Africa. Now the writer very soon in the second paragraph discovered that they fastened a rope round his waist. Fastened means tied securely with a slip knot. Slip knot means the knot which can be undone easily by just pulling the tail. As he was lowered into the pit, the slip knot grew tighter and tighter until a moment came when he was unable to breathe even. As you can see at the bottom of the page, the first picture shows when the writer was lowered into a pit with a rope. And the second picture is of a wide pit. Just before he landed at the bottom, he told his friends to stop lowering him because he wanted to check the ground on which he had to land was clear or not. When he was sure that there were no snakes in the way, then he screamed to lure him away. Right at that very moment, two bad things happened to him. Words meaning second paragraph. Fastened, close or do up securely, or the other meaning of fastened is tied securely. Second, slip knot. The slip knot is a stopper knot which is easily undone by pulling the tail. Third, examine, inspect thoroughly in order to determine their nature or condition. Then in the third paragraph, it was told the first thing that happened to him was his friends did not remember. Remember means they forgot. Did not remember means they forgot. Pump up means to inflate something in the excitement. Excitement means they were overjoyed. So the light went out. Went out means it stopped functioning. What happened that in excitement they forgot to inflate the light, and what happened to the light that it stopped functioning. As you can see at the bottom, the writer was unable to see in the pit. Then secondly, one of his shoe which he had borrowed from his friend came off because it was very large for him. As you can see in the second picture that his one shoe fell into the pit and he was just wearing the first shoe. Then the writer was unable to see anything because the light stopped functioning. Then he was standing in a 10 feet deep pit without any light, and there were 7 to 8 deadly means death causing, extremely means very, irritated, annoying snakes, which were gaboon vipers, were around him. As you can see in this picture, the writer was standing all alone and he could not dare to move himself because he was very frightened. And in the end, what happened? Then his friends hauled the lamp. Hauled means they pulled the lamp with great force, pumped it up, they inflate it up. Relit it means they light it up again, and by that the writer was able to retrieve means he got back his shoe. Then these are the meanings of the third paragraph: remembered, have in or be able to bring to one's mind an awareness of someone or something from the past. Second, excitement, a feeling of great enthusiasm and eagerness, went out to stop functioning. Borrowed, take and use with the intention of returning it. Fifth, came off, to fall off something that you are wearing. Sixth, surrounded, be all around. 7, deadly, causing or able to cause death. 8th, extremely, to a very great degree. Irritated, showing or feeling slight anger, annoyed. Daring, adventurous. 3rd, hauled, pulled or dragged with effort or force. Pumped it up, to inflate something. Relit, light again. Retrieve, get or bring back from somewhere. Now the fourth paragraph with plenty of light. Plenty means sufficient light, and both shoes on, he felt much brave. Much brave means much bold. Then he started catching the snakes with a forked stick. Forked stick means it's a V-shaped stick or a pronged stick, as you can see in the first picture of a snake which is on the ground, and it was caught with the forked stick. With this he approached. Approached means he come near to each reptile. Reptile means vertebrate animal, and pinned it down. Pinned means hold them firmly so they could not move, and then he picked up the snakes with the back of their necks and put them into a snake bag. When he was busy catching one snake, the other snake used to just wriggle. Wriggle means twist and turn with quick movements. As you can see in the second picture that the snake was wriggling. Within half an hour, he was able to catch 8 gaboon vipers without any accident. Words meanings of the fourth paragraph: plenty, a large or sufficient amount or quantity more than enough. Forked stick, having or divided a pronged end or branches. Approached, come near or nearer to someone in distance or time. Reptile, a vertebrate animal of a class that includes snakes, lizards, crocodiles, turtles, and tortoises. Pinned, hold firmly in a specified position so they are unable to move. Wriggle, twist and turn with quick writhing movements. I hope that with this explanation and pictorial representation of this chapter, you have understood each and everything well. Thank you very much. Take good care of yourself. Stay home, stay safe. Allah Hafiz.